Mortal Kombat! Hi, welcome to Love the Movie Troy. This is Troy, and this is the channel where we talk about movies. So look, check me out. In this video, we're going to be talking about, yes, the new Mortal Kombat movie that just came out. It's a reboot from the old Mortal Kombat movie. It's based off the video games, which I always enjoyed. And it's here, man. The 2021 Mortal Kombat movie. It's been a long time coming. I've heard about a movie being in development for years now for Mortal Kombat, and it's finally here. Now, the things that I think struck me about this movie early on is that the beginning is going to be very good, because the second the movie comes on, it sets this like tone where you know that something is bad about to happen because the love is there. Like, you see a guy with his family and you know their kids, and he's going to provide for them by getting them some stuff out the forest or whatever the case may be. You could tell that it was some eerie in the air. And I ain't gonna lie, the opening scene to this movie is just fantastic. Like, from the tone, from the horror aspects of it a little bit, it's a bit devastating. You know, it breaks your heart. And I was very surprised, because going into this Mortal Kombat movie, I'm expecting all dumb action, is what I like to call it. For certain movies, you just expect action with no substance. And the beginning of this movie had a lot of substance, actually. And it had a lot going on in terms of character, which is also unexpected. You know, seeing certain things happen in this movie was kind of devastating early on, and it hits you with it immediately. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be a pretty good revenge tale based on where it was going early. And the action in the first beginning sequence, probably the first 12 minutes of this movie, I was kind of blown away, because the action was very well done. You know, you immediately know who Sub-Zero is, and the actor that played Sub-Zero did a good job, because he played him in a way that was he felt dangerous, and he felt like he had no loyalty, and he felt like he was just a murderer. And he felt like that throughout the movie. The guy that played Sub-Zero was great. And then you had Scorpion, who's the actor that plays him is a legendary actor. He showed up in a lot of good movies. And he played Scorpion, and he was just a badass. I mean, a straight up badass. And the fights at the beginning was really good. And that also brings me to the end. The fights at the end was very good. And I'm not going to reveal anything, because this is not a spoiler review, but it involved some of the same characters. And it was like, man, it was like a rematch, if you will, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it, man. I had a good time with the beginning and the end. Now, in terms of what I loved about the movie, it kind of ends there, because this movie was, I think one of the things I disliked about this movie the most was the editing. The editing of this movie was atrocious, and I'm not even talking about like the jump cutty bad action fights. I'm not even just talking about that. I'll get to that in a second. The movie was very discombobulated due to the editing. And it was some editing choices where I was just like, oh, this is just a bad editing choice. It's flat out bad, you know. And some of the editing I just didn't get. Like, I was like, what was the point of this wide shot showing nothing? I was like, I didn't get it. And anytime a movie is poorly edited, it's probably also gonna have bad pace. You know, pacing and editing go hand in hand. If you ever hear someone say, oh, the film was very well edited, but it was rushed and it was poorly paced, then they probably don't know what they're talking about, because they go hand in hand. Usually if it's bad editing, the movie is going to be poorly paced. And I felt like this movie was rushed. I mean, it was like every scene was almost in a rush to get to the next scene, and it was like a domino effect for each scene. In the movie, I was like, why this movie feel like it's going, like it's not taking its time at all. They would introduce characters like this, and you don't even know what the hell the character's in the movie for, or what its role gonna be in the movie. Is just there. And they kept announcing the character's name. This is so and so. This is so and so. Like, and it's like, it was so unnecessary. It was one of the nitpick problems I had about it. But yeah, man, it was poorly paced, very poorly acted as well. A lot of these actors, you felt like they were new actors. I don't mind new actors being in a movie, or actors without that much experience, because sometimes you need that. But in this movie, I felt like a lot of these actors was actors pulled right off the streets, because it was some terrible acting in this movie. I mean, it was terrible. Now, the actor that plays Kano, he was a scene stealer. He was fantastic. I forgot to bring him up when discussing the stuff that I loved about this movie. He was a scene stealer. He was very charismatic. He was very funny, and I liked every scene that he was in. There was a couple of scenes in this movie that didn't make sense. And where I was disappointed the most in this movie was, to me, the action was bad. And I talked about it earlier when it came to the jump cutting stuff. Like, I hate when fight scenes are so fast-paced edited. Like, I hate that. Like, I want a long shot of badass fighting going on. I don't want to jump cut, like jump cutting everything, and I feel like I can't even see what the hell is going on because the images are coming across the screen like that. Like, it was terrible fight choreography when it came to fights. And also, where I was disappointed, the fatalities in this movie sucked to me. And this is just my opinion, but the fatalities is what I come to see a Mortal Kombat movie for. To see some of the badass guts and heads getting cut off. And I was very disappointed. It was 2 fatalities that I liked. One involving a hat, and it was badass, and it reminded me of Mortal Kombat. And one involving fire and shit. It was badass. Other than that, I have no memorable fatalities in this whole movie. So, I mean, listen, overall, I think you can have fun with this movie. Personally, I didn't like the movie that much, but there are redeemable and fun things about this movie. I think the biggest problem when I look at this movie, and it's a mistake that Hollywood makes over and over again, is they hire first-time directors for these big blockbuster films, and it's a very big mistake. They have to stop letting first-time directors direct these movies, because you see the mistakes as you watch this movie. They're just rookie mistakes. And I think if they would have brought someone on a little better and tightened the script up a little better without the atrocious dialogue and the bad acting, this could have been a really good movie. I'll give this movie a 5 out of 10. That's my grade for Mortal Kombat. Please don't shoot me if you love the movie. Thanks for watching, though. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. Thank you. I'm out.